probably way too much makeup for someone who just got fired, but oh well, we're gonna go with it. I don't know what this video is. I was fired from my job yesterday. The first thing that came through my head was be productive, be creative, be productive. And I had been thinking about making this video for a while, so I thought, I have a lot of time all of a sudden, why not? So by the title of this video, you can probably guess that being fired isn't exactly the best way to be productive with your writing, but it does help. It's December, and so that means that November's over, which means if you've done NaNoWriMo, you're done with your novel, unless you're not. That means you don't want to lose the momentum that you had in November, you want to carry it into December. Here are some ways you can do that. Something that I noticed with writers, especially new writers and writers who enjoy NaNoWriMo, is that they fall into this honeymoon period of writing, where they have this idea and this drive to write, and it comes easily to them, and they want to do it every day, and they wake up thinking about it, they go to sleep thinking about it. The truth is that this honeymoon period is just that, a honeymoon period. That means it's temporary, and it means everything after that you have to work towards. As an ML, one thing I've always told the people who show up to NaNoWriMo is that they have to write something they're excited to write. If at any point you find yourself dreading writing a scene, then that scene should not be written. Or you should make something exciting happen in that scene so that you look forward to writing it. This is really easy to do with the first draft of any novel. With the second, it's a little bit harder because you're editing and you're adding and you're editing and you're adding. One of the easiest ways to motivate yourself to write every day is to be excited about what you're writing. Knowing that there's something to look forward to will make it easier to sit down and write it every single day. So that when you come to the boring parts like editing, line editing, grammar, spelling, rewriting, you'll have that habit of sitting down and making sure that you add something productive to your project. In terms of a schedule, I have been known to start doing one day a week dedicated to writing. I would go to a coffee shop every Saturday morning and write until noon. Even if you can't stay and sit and write for 4, 5, 6 hours like some crazy people do, just the fact that you are sitting down and you are telling yourself you're gonna write something that day on that time will make such a difference. So start with finding a time during the week when you know you have time to yourself. Maybe it's an hour, maybe it's 10 minutes. It's there. If you pay attention to your schedule, you will find it. Everyone has different responsibilities. The trick is paying attention to when we have those responsibilities and when we have our me time. For example, I know that when I was doing NaNoWriMo last November, the update on my phone that tells you how much screen time you've had went down. I 100% spend too much of my free time looking at my phone and refreshing apps. I would say 10 minutes if not more. There's no reason that that time can't be devoted instead to completing a project or improving on it. A comedian that I follow on YouTube, his name is Mike Falzone, and he was asked a question about how to get into the stand-up comedy world. And for stand-up comedy, you have to show up in order to get better. So his advice was to get a calendar, a physical calendar that you can mark, put it on your refrigerator, your wall, your bathroom, wherever you will see it every day. And check off the days that you did something devoted to that passion of yours. His point was to physically track and see all the times during the week where you devoted some of your free time to this thing that you want to get better at. For me, I take a red marker and I draw a heart on the days that I devoted some time to writing. Even if I wrote only 5 words, that still counts. In order to get good at something, you're going to have to do it a lot of times. And maybe what you write every day isn't the best. The point is that you wrote it. And the other point is that you have it and now you can edit it. Writing every day doesn't have to be the story that you are currently working on. It can be something as simple as journaling, as role-playing, as starting a news story. I've built up the habit of writing to the point where if I start my day and I still haven't made a plan to write at some point, it will nag me and it will bother me. I want to improve my book. I want to make it the best book I possibly can, and I want to make my writing as strong as it possibly can. If I lax, if I go a week without writing, which I've never done, I will feel the effects and I don't want to. That's my motivation. I don't want to fall out of the habit of writing. I don't want to see this book that I put so much time into get neglected. I don't want to see my writing style disintegrate. One thing I read about getting fired is to help your ego get boosted once again. You should sit down and write what you were good at that job. When you're having trouble with motivation, I would remember all the amazing things you enjoyed writing in the past. Whether it be a scene or a character or an opening line or anything that really excited you when you wrote it. For writing, when you're feeling a little less than motivated, sit down and write all the amazing things you wrote in the past. Jot them down in the list. Don't actually go read them, because if you start reading your stuff, that's all you're going to do for that day is read. NaNoWriMo is great because it introduces you to other people who also enjoy writing and are trying to write something that month. But after it ends, you're kind of on your own. Except not really, because you have your story, you have your characters. And you have me too. I'm an ML and I'm used to people messaging me about keeping motivation and different things that they struggle with when they write. So message me if you need any help with any struggles you're having with your writing, or if you just need someone to remind you about your motivation, about why you're writing in the first place. I'll put my Instagram in the description box below and you can send me a message anytime. I hope this video made some sense. I'm sorry about the weird echo and lighting. I'm in a bathroom clearly, and this was the best option for me. Thank you for watching and happy writing. There you are. To put it, what am I trying to say? I can't talk today is the problem. Thank you for writing.